Good afternoon and welcome to my review of the SGS Toolbox. Now, after months of scouring online, having a look at reviews and checking Toolbox calibrations, builds, qualities, products and customer reviews more importantly, SGS was the brand I decided to go with. My previous toolbox was a snap-on toolbox. They come at a massive expense, so I thought I'd save a couple of £1,000, pay £720 for this, which is still quite a lot of money for a toolbox. It's reasonable size, and as we all know, all a toolbox has to do is hold tools. Now, the reason I'm doing a video review, because this is the poorest quality toolbox I have ever seen. So, the sheet metal and even the rib nuts are not correctly fitted. So those bolts are tight, and the handle and sheet metal can just be manipulated to bend a little bit. Not a problem. But that's not even the start of it. So as we step back, you can see this toolbox is still pretty clean. It's got a few weird creases. That's where the weight of the toolbox is actually crushing itself. And here at the bottom, it's crushing itself. So, for whatever reason, they've designed it so poorly that the middle is actually forcing itself down. So I thought, when it was delivered, it did come with this tiny bit of damage at the top, a bit of a curvature. I thought, it's a toolbox, I'm a mechanic, I'm gonna put dents in it, it's not a problem. Now, that is the only dent it had when I got it. That dent's new, that dent's new. There's one down in that corner. It is an absolute piece of rubbish. I would not recommend anyone purchase this. You can see it's actually bowing at the bottom of the toolbox from the weight of itself. And as we come to the side as well, it does come with really handy wheels. Now these wheels allow for the mobility of a toolbox, same as any other large toolbox, so you can take it from one workshop to the other or one end to the other, save going back and forth for your tools. However, you won't want to use these wheels because they're not straight and they can't maintain the weight of the toolbox. So the toolbox itself actually folds the wheels into the sheet metal. Now, when I raised this issue with SGS, I called them up, sent a few messages. They were being super helpful. Oh, sorry to hear you're having problems. And then they requested pictures, so I sent pictures. After I sent pictures of the toolbox and the creases and the damage and what I believe is causing it, and it's a design error, cheap materials, poorly put together. They then said, send us pictures of what's inside your toolbox. Because I'm guessing they suspected it was massively overweight. Now, that's not the case, it's a toolbox. So, believe it or not, it has tools in it. Weird. So a toolbox should be capable of holding tools. Not overweight, I don't have any big special tools or anything stupid in there. So there's no reason that toolbox shouldn't be perfectly good condition, but it's not even square. So again, I'm just going to show you the edge. You can see this bit down here actually bulges. A bit tricky on the camera, but at the front you can see a couple bulges. And at the bottom. Just all round, would avoid it like the plague. Furthermore, SGS themselves have been very unhelpful. They've taken 1 or 2 days to come back to any of my responses, and then said it was down to staff shortages, and actually they did get back to me quite quick, so it's not a problem. Now they've said that they can't open a dispute because the toolbox is used. Now, as a mechanic, any other mechanic or anyone using trade tools would understand you use them all day, every freaking day. So they've said, it's used now, so we can't give you a full refund. We'll have to take it away and inspect it. So now I need to empty all my tools out of my toolbox, leave them on the floor of a garage for several weeks while they inspect a toolbox. They're going to collect it next week, so it'll be empty for next week. And likelihood is it'll take a week or two for them to get any results. And honestly, with their service, I'm expecting them to turn around and say, actually sir, you've damaged this toolbox quite severely. And you know, none of our toolboxes have done this before, which is exactly what the lady on the phone did tell me. It's completely unlike these toolboxes. If I'm being honest, I don't think they've sold one of these to a tradesperson before. Maybe a Joe Bloggs in his garage wouldn't have an issue if he never had to wheel it anywhere, or never had to open and shut the drawers, which seems to also flex the whole thing in. So yeah, I would avoid this like the plague. Can't recommend it. Lowly enough, it is the worst toolbox that I've ever used, and I think I might stick to just using my tools on the floor. But just wanted to make a video to make everyone else aware who might be looking into an SGS toolbox that it is not worth your time or money. And the likelihood is they're gonna not pay me my money for this toolbox now. So £700 wasted, and they're gonna dispute that I've damaged it. Fantastic company, fantastic customer service. Highly recommend you avoid them like the plague. Hope this helps, and hope it helps you to avoid being scammed. Take care.